what I'm talking about. SQR Podcast. Let it rock out. Keep it right there. My boy MVP walk in on this classic joint. My boy, welcome to the podcast, my dude. Let that rock. Keep that right there. Rock out. Boom. Let me get that. My boy MVP. Thank you so much. Why don't you have a seat? Yo, keep that rock. Keep that right there.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you rap over this real quick?
I call this the re-up. Niggas looking at us like we G'd
Go
up.
in.
Niggas and they feelings trying to be us. Fuck it and get married, sign a prenup.
Why not?
Pointing at a nigga you don't fuck with. Cause you know the nigga did some fuck shit. Want a chick that make a nigga bust quick. Run into the kitchen, get a sun kiss.
Easy. SQR Podcast. Squirrel Rosenberg, my boy MVP. You're in for a treat tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Classic primo. Enough said. Stay tuned. You're in for a treat. One. SQR Podcast.
Yes.
Classic.
I made this shit in my kitchen.
Let it rock out. Yo, I love this intro.
I made it in my kitchen, man. In my kitchen.
Let it play. My boy A.T. Jones tickling in right on that keyless roller. SQR Podcast for Rosenberg. My boy MVP's in the house tonight.
Thank you for having
We're gonna crack into his story and really dissect his life. And you know how I normally cracking on this. It's such an epic night. The temperature is cool outside. The ambiance of the studio is muy bueno.
Appreciate
The
it.
track is bubbling.
I appreciate it.
Oh, wow. SQR Podcast for Rosenberg. My boy is in the house tonight. And you know I normally crack in the show. I go right to the granular, ingredients that make all of this happen. I want to take a big shout out right now to give a big moment to every individual that's here right now. Big shout out to my boy Manny on the camera holding us down. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Making us Chris. My boy Lou Amano, super engineer to make sure everything is muy bueno on the optics. And of course, my boy Charles holding us down, directing the whole scene tonight. Everything is good. Of course, one big shout out to my boy A.T. Jones. Thank you so much, my bro. Yo, my dude, holding us down. No, the way you're rocking in on the keyless roller is official. And tonight, we are honored and blessed to have my boy MVP in the house tonight.
Thank you guys for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
So tonight, as we get ready to crack into, the life of MVP.
Yes.
What's interesting when Lou tapped, in our production meeting, Lou was like, "Yo, you want to get this guy on the show?
Yeah.
You want to hear his story?" And he played us some of your music, and I'm like, "You're not trying to do this. You're doing this."
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, your talent is authentic. The beats are official. I'm curious to find out who was the producer on some of these stuff.
I produce everything. I produce 100% of my music.
You know what? Hold on, my youth. Before we even jump into this, it would be almost illegal for me to even continue this powwow without having you turn and grab one of those beautiful Heinekens. Our sponsor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Heineken is the beverage we have here because we are at SQR Podcast. What we do is we salute having great conversations over ice cold Heinekens.
Hook me up.
And you are lucky enough to be trying the first 0.0, and I want to get your opinion on that.
0.0.
So let's just give a toast to that.
Appreciate it.
MVP, bong.
Oh shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
I better not make that a commercial.
Yo, thank you. The Heineken 0.0s are just as nice as the Heinekens with the 5% alcohol that's in there. And here on the podcast, we drink responsibly.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the mantra we stick to. However, as we dig into your lifestyle, I am curious to find out how such a talented young man is moving in the world. I want to go back to the beginning. Where were you born? What was the family makeup like? Where were you initially?
I was born and raised in Jersey City, New Jersey. Technically, I was born in Hoboken Hospital, but I was there for a day. Who counts that?
Right.
But born and raised in Jersey City, single child. Grew up single parent household, my mom and me. So
where was Dad?
He lived in Georgia since I was like 2 years old, so I didn't see him much, but he always made that phone call. But I was definitely raised through the mud from mama.
So being the
shout out to my mother too. Love you, ma.
What's her name?
Felicia.
Yes, let's make a big toast to Felicia.
Hey boy, why you drinking that beer?
As I said, Mom, we drink responsibly here on this Girl Podcast.
Yes, sir.
It's interesting because a lot of the guests I've had, they're men raised by single moms.
Yeah.
And the passion that they hold towards the moms is fascinating. So I want to slow it down a little bit because Jersey City, single mom.
Yeah.
Mom holding down the whole soul solo.
Everything.
What was your growth? I mean, were you like...
I mean, I was always curious about everything. So, I mean, I was so busy. It was rough. I'm going to be honest. It was super rough. Like, watching her... have to manage everything on her own, nobody to really turn to. She's going on it on the fly like I am. So
let me ask you this:
we were really like growing together.
Now that you can look back, when you think about those, when was it it dawned on you that Mom's really doing this on her own?
I'm gonna be very honest. It's just now dawning on me, like, yo,
I respect that.
Like, understanding me becoming a man, understanding like, yo, how is she doing this? It's crazy. And that's the real definition of a superwoman. So I want to shout out every woman that's a single mother, because that's really a superpower. Because men, we quit, obviously. We've quit on so many occasions.
You're my dude. Here's the deal. On this podcast, when you say something profound, we call it dropping a jewel.
Yeah.
You just dropped a bazooka of jewels right now.
Yeah.
Because you came out the back and you said, number one, you don't know how they're doing. They're superwomen. And they don't quit. And men have the proven record of quitting.
It's like 0 to 100. It's not even half.
So here's what's funny. And funny is not even the right adjective to use here. But here's what's interesting. Your appreciation for her, looking back, is now happening now, and I give you props for being so honest.
Yeah.
As you were navigating those waters growing up as a little boy, you come into the world, so it's you and Mom, Jersey City, living in a home or a single family home. Is a high rise building? What was it?
Apartment. Ain't no high rise. I'm from the mud.
So you're going
dirt.
What was elementary school like?
Times got so rough that it was a time when me and my mother had to live in a shelter. When I was like 1 year old, times got that rough to where we had to live in a shelter, and she just made it happen. Somehow, some way, she made it happen. And I'm here today.
Can we go back a little bit? Let's go one more generation back from your mom. Where's your mom from?
Well, my family's from the South, but my mom's from Jersey City.
Okay.
Yeah. My family's from like Jersey City, Atlanta, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because
I'm not from the. Everybody think I'm from an island or something.
Yeah, like, you don't know. You know why? Because I really thought that way too. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. I thought that because I was picking up on a stick to itiveness, a never quit attitude.
Okay.
I have to compete. I have to make it at all costs.
Okay.
I was picking that up through the story of your mom. You know. So, and I hate to be such a fish memory. Her name again?
Felicia.
I want to toast one more time to Felicia.
Absolutely.
Because I don't understand, and I don't think she does, the impact she was making on you at that age.
She has no clue.
Being such a strong woman.
Yeah.
So tell me about elementary school. Did she spoil you, by the way?
Yes and no, because believe me, I got my ass whooped. Like it wasn't that old sweet kid. Right. Nah, she definitely handled her business and teaching me all the ropes. My mother never lied to me too, so that also brought like a truth out of me. Like I don't feel afraid. Well, sometimes it's weird because you worry about hurting people's feelings, but the other side is like no, because I was raised. Like, she didn't teach me Santa and all that shit. So she tell me, like, don't ruin it for the other kids. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm bringing you them presents. So it's like I was taught that at an early age. So I always knew the real. I would always ask my mom questions, and she had never lied to me. So, wow. I learned that early.
Wow. That was major.
Authenticity. By all means.
Another jewel. Like, dude, easy. Yo, we just ran into a gold mine right now. My boy MVP. We're going to take a quick break. I want to come back. I want to pick up at your transition through school, your acclimation with friends, and then how the name MVP was coined.
Wow.
And the transition to music. MVP, your boy SQR, Score Rosenberg, SQR Podcast. Stay tuned. One. SQR Podcast.
Looking at other girls, yeah, I know you was on. Smell like you been smoking, and I know you was drunk. How we gonna tell our kids how we met each other? Looking at other girls, get a new baby mother. Looking at other girls, weighing out all my problems. She keep it 125 cause she from Harlem. Maybe it's other girls trying to weigh out my options. Look, now my wife is gone, that's the reason I play this song. Sick in the head, you never receptive. I feel like Ian Cuddy and I feel so disrespected. I know it's just us, but baby, you so...
Yes.
My dude, this just something to the soul.
Yes.
Boom.
That's what I make my music for, the soul.
Yeah, let it play. My boy MVP. Yeah. Boom.
If you don't feel that bass, I gotta go back to square one.
Another jewel right out the bat. SQR Podcast, Score Rosenberg, my boy MVP, blessing us in the studio right now with some not only classic beats, but the lyrics and the way he just killing it right now. Let's just tune that down because I want to hold that back because we want to practice our performance. A little treat we have for everybody a little bit later, but right now, thank you so much for tuning in, my boy. A.T. Jones on the 1 and 2s, tickling the keyless rolling, blessing that production you did.
Thank you.
And just to be clear on this, producer, writer of all your whole material.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna get there, my youth. MVP, we're in the house. So we cracked open the egg.
Yes.
And we found out that you're from the home of a single dedicated mom.
Yes.
In Jamaica,
very dedicated.
We call it a soldier. And it seems as if that drive and awareness has not only rubbed off on you, but you've embraced it.
Yeah.
So as you start walking these journeys, so now you're just the only son, and you're going to elementary school, going into high school. What was those moments like? What was elementary like, by the way?
Oh man, it was rough. Like, I just had too much energy for myself. Like, I mean, sports, I played a little bit of basketball every now and then for recreation, but I just didn't know where to channel my energy because I was so creative at such a young age. So at a young age, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I had all this talent. I would dance, I would sing in choirs at church, I would do anything. So it was just a lot. And maybe a lot of people didn't understand me as a child because I was so different. So
did you, because now that you're saying that as a child you were different because you were so talented, the confidence to performing in all these arenas, to shine that talent, you had that automatically. Never were you shy? Never. Do you remember the first time you had to step up to the plate in like
the very first time when I noticed that people are watching what I'm doing was at one of my grandmother's parties in her backyard, and my family is huge. So like, especially like late 90s, early 2000s, like that was the first time. I'll never forget 2001, Michael Jackson had his 30th anniversary concert, and when I saw that, I don't know what it was, but it was like plugging a plug into the socket. Like, it was automatic. And I was like dancing like Michael Jackson in my grandmother's house, and everybody like, oh my God. I swear, if anybody has that footage.
How old were you at that age?
I was probably like 5 or 6 or 7. Between 6 or 7, I believe. Wow. But it was super young. Super duper young. So, and as I got older, and
that was one of the catalysts or the influence in you getting into this musical or genre of art to express yourself that way.
Yes.
So going through elementary school, did you? Yeah, I know you said you were in church performing. What about the friends and building? Because I know sometimes as single kids, they tend to be really onto themselves.
I was the complete opposite. I overextended myself. because I don't have like brothers or sisters. So you look for friends that could fill in that place sometimes, in a sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, thank you for being so vulnerable with that. You know, a lot of people would have been like, yo, I'm a bigger guy, I'm a tougher guy, I'm just gonna move on from that. But thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no.
How was the grades, by the way?
Oh, well, through elementary school, it was ABs, like nothing less. As I got, well, we'll talk about when I got older. Let's
go there. Let's go there. So you transitioned into high school.
Yeah.
And I want to get into when did the musical, and the talent of that came out.
It happened in high school. I don't know what it was.
So let's slow this down. Mm-hmm. So you're going to Jersey City, elementary school in Jersey City. Which high school did you go to?
Henry Snyder High School.
Henry
Snyder High School.
Okay, Henry Snyder High School.
Best high school in the world, I swear. People will argue, but that school, it felt like family. That's where I knew, like, wow, I have something. That's when I recognized it.
You felt that going in the first day?
Yeah, first day. Literally. How did you know?
Well, I mean...
No, seriously. Like, they have this day called Jumpstart where they bring all the freshmen in. And the day they had Jumpstart, surprisingly, there was a dancer that came to do a little presentation for the freshmen. And they asked if anybody wanted to, like, battle him. So I'm sitting in the crowd. No, it's like a million freshmen.
Are you serious?
A million of us. And my boy's gassing me. He's in my ear like, yo, I know you're not going to let him dance like that in front of you. And you're not going to. So I was like, all right. So I get up there and destroy this guy. Destroy him.
Slow up.
The first day of high school.
Yo, hold
that
up,
probably
Mike.
ruined me.
That
probably ruined me. Now that I think about it.
Let's do our podcast, Scott Rosenberg. I'm going to pull a handbrake up in this, some Jamaican style. So hold on, my youth. Let's go back to this. The average freshman sitting in that sea of freshmen.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care who's in their ear.
Yes.
The main guys up front, I don't care what you're telling me. I'm not going up there. Mm-hmm. My dude, what gave you that?
I've always had the thing to, like, I don't know, just overcoming fear. You have to have fear to overcome it. So don't think that.
Slow down. Oh. Escura podcast called Rosenberg. Yo, look into that main camera and say that again, my dude.
You have to have fear in order to overcome it.
Straight jewels. And I want to do this. You look extremely young.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't ask you your age.
I'm 17. Say nah.
Yo, I just lost my sponsor. This guy's on a roll right now. But at the end of the day, I'm good because he's drinking the zero. He's drinking the 0-0.
Not 17.
No, you're drinking the 0-0, which is official. So I'm secured.
This is apple juice.
Yeah. No, it's actually the non-alcoholic beer from Heineken. So how old are you, by the way?
I'm 25.
Okay. Not only did I know that going in, I just wanted him to say that on camera because the jewels you're dropping and the profound perspective you're having thus far is amazing.
I appreciate that.
And to really understand that a single mom is the catalyst
beast
for this is amazing because, dude, I mean, you're looking at things with such a wise eye and a wise soul. You think there was a dad involved. So, let me not deviate from. I just want to give you a compliment on that because you just dropped some major jewels right there. Major jewels right there. Because you had to overcome, you had to have fear to overcome fear.
Absolutely.
And that is one stepping stone that as a freshman, new environment, I'm not stepping up to that right there. I'm going to wait to feel everybody out.
Gotcha.
But the fact that you do that, let's just toast to that, my dude.
Appreciate that.
No, that's big.
Let's do
wow. All right. So he says into your ear, go kill that over there.
He said, yo, what are you doing? Why are you sitting down while this dude is up there? I'm like, just got up there and the whole auditorium.
So they asked for somebody to come up and battle.
The entire auditorium lost their mind.
What was the song where they're playing?
It was Chris Brown, Wall to Wall. That's when that album first came out exclusive. I had that album on repeat. Chris Brown, his first album and second album.
You went out there and you.
Oh, it was bad.
Slaughtered.
It was bad. I doubt if he still dances. And this is a grown ass man I'm battling. I'm being honest.
He probably pushed it in a wheelchair like, yo, forget about this. Yo,
I'm sorry I had to do that to you.
So now you're starting high school with that type of heat behind you.
No good. No good.
Why not?
Good.
Elaborate.
Because I focus more on being popular than showing, than working on my education. Like, education is important at the end of the day, especially while you're in that game.
Obscure podcast, Scott Rosenberg. I gotta, every time this guy's dropping a jewel, you're not gonna get one by me, bro, because I want my audience. And I hate to break the continuity, but there's somebody listening to this podcast
1000%.
and realizing your talent. I'm like, but why is he so? And I'm glad they repeated that. Yeah. I'm glad I was able to stick a pin right there. Continue, my friend.
So I feel like while you're in high school, you're in that game. So you need to do what you need to do to beat the game, not to pass the game, to beat it. Because a lot of times high school beats you up.
Because of the wrong mentality.
If my head was not in the game whatsoever, I was cutting. Well, I can't say that because in a sense, it was good because I would cut class, and I'm not advocating anyone to do this whatsoever. But I would cut class and sneak to the music room, and that's when I discovered I wanted to really do music. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword kind of
right
kind of thing. But yeah, man, music has, ever since I started high school and was in the music, and the music teacher would let me. He would kick everybody else out. Would let me be there.
What's his name?
Maybe because I was such a good dancer. It was kind of like a sports thing. You know, when you play basketball and the teachers let you.
Yeah. You got a little preference.
I felt like the mayor in there.
You remember the music teacher's name?
God rest his soul, Mr. Montanero.
R.I.P. Mr. Montanero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, boss.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. Now that we look back and you think about
It's
these
funny.
people,
It's
that's
scary.
been, that's and thank you for being so vulnerable.
Absolutely.
You know, Obscure podcast called Rosenberg, my boy MVP. You know, and we're going through his life, which is very, in terms of years on this earth. It's very short, my friend.
It feels like I've been here forever.
But here's the deal: the way you're expressing
Got you.
yourself and the jewels you're dropping speaks volume. So
I
I want to take a
appreciate
quick
that.
break, come back. I want to pick up finishing up in high school, what you did after high school and the first step into coining MVP and the music that's coming up. Obscure podcast called Rosenberg, my boy AT Jones on the keyless Roland. My guest is MVP. I keep tripping up on my V's and P's only because I'm so excited for the energy that's in the house tonight. Obscure podcast called Rosenberg 1.
We here.
Welcome to the place when you want a good time. Just for fun and the place when joke on your mind. And just for fun and we don't want to see it done. Just for fun, laugh till the drop down. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Welcome to the place when you want.
Nice. Go in. Obscure podcast. MVP.
That's what I got in trouble for in elementary school.
That's what I'm talking about. My boy AT Jones on the keyless roller. That was amazing. So you were even expressing yourself musically through that.
Yes. And people, it's scary because I feel like my generation, we were so shut down by the grown-ups or by people older than us. It's like, do it because I said so, rather than hearing us out and understanding why we're asking these questions. I don't think they knew that we could catch on to what was going on around us, so they think our questions are disrespectful. And we were shut out. That's why now our generation is so rebellious and so, forget the last. And I respect the people before me, but I understand why my generation is so rebellious because we were shut out for so many years.
And you do have a voice.
1000%. Loud voices.
Yeah.
Our generation has loud voices.
Wow. I am. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna be retrospective right now, and I want to go. So your grandparents. You've known your grandparents.
My grandmom passed way before I was born, but
Okay.
my grandfather, yes, for
You
sure.
had a relationship with him.
Yeah, it was rocky,
Okay.
on and off, but
No, that's
now
fair.
we've
Because
brought it back
it's,
in.
and the reason I just went back real briefly, and I'll be honest with you, it was just interesting trying to figure out that mature soul that you have or perspective at such a young age. Is that just 100% mom and her?
It's everything, man. It's 100% mom. Just me, just going through everything. Everything I've been through, I've applied it to my life in some way, somehow. Things don't just happen, and maybe sometimes that's a problem because I try to tell myself to let certain things go, and I have a problem with that sometimes. But I apply it, and as a young kid, I've always been intuitive and looking for, like, what's that? I peeped that. Like, sometimes I saw things I wasn't supposed to see in the streets
Because
and
of the-
stuff.
because
It
of
was
the
just
curiosity.
wild, but it definitely groomed me in the person I am. And I'm glad that my mom didn't, like, smother me.
Sugarcoat.
Yeah. It wasn't that
That's
relationship
big.
at all.
So we left off where your music teacher was showing some preference.
Yeah. He
Maybe-
wasn't my music teacher. He was the music teacher.
right?
I was just
And,
an extra.
Yeah, and because he maybe saw some talent that was there. What
Yes.
were the grades like in high school?
Man, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie. I can't get into the logistics. It was a little rough. It wasn't what my potential called for. I'll leave it at that.
That was the most diplomatic way I've ever heard somebody express, a C average or
Yeah.
below. That was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. However, you survived.
1000%.
Is there one experience that you could look back on high school and go, wow, that really coined me to make me be either doing what I'm doing right now or change my way to make sure I'm doing what I'm doing right now? Because it seems like you were very popular back in high school.
Yeah, way too.
Yeah, so you're the man of the man of the man.
Yeah.
The grades are not that important.
Yeah.
Is there any experience that you could reflect on that is really kind of... And I'm glad that you're pondering, because I don't want it to be some reflex Hallmark card answer.
I don't know. High school was so fun and nurturing at the same time. So I kind of, I didn't really like have too many bad moments in high school.
That makes sense.
It was a lot of like I said earlier, it was more like a family. I'm not sure how the school is now. I haven't been there in a while, but
Yeah.
when we were there, it was like we was freshmen. We kicked the doors down. Every pep rally, every show, we owned it. Like it wasn't even close.
Big.
To the point where the seniors was just like, all right, it's in good hands.
Yeah, let them rock out.
Yeah, sophomores and juniors didn't exist.
So you graduate high school.
Yes.
What was that moment like?
Oh man, I graduated in summer school, so I'm starting off wrong. I'm starting off like,
Yo, I respect your honesty, my dude.
I had to do summer school. I got my diploma. I didn't, it wasn't no.
And
bull
what was the
after
game
that.
plan after
There
high
was no
school?
game plan, but one of my the vice principal of my school, because I thought I could do like one extra class and then get it, and she was like, she gave me the talk of my life. I'll never forget it. Ms. Leverage. Shout out to Ms. Leverage too. She just told me like, cut the bullshit, cut the excuses. You have no excuse. I was like, but I'm coming from here and we going through this. She was not hearing nothing I was saying, and I swear that hit a light. Like that hit the switch. Out of all the talking my mother did, out of all the talking the teachers did, that conversation was like, okay, I need to be serious now. There's no excuses whatsoever.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny is there's been people in your position who've been given that talk and they don't step up to the challenge. They're gonna walk her like, no, she doesn't understand.
Yep. Yeah, no.
So what happened when the light bulb went on?
She just read me. Like, what do you do? Like, there was nothing I could say to her that would move her. Like, she's like, no, you got talent. You're wrong. what could you tell her? And she's another strong black woman.
So now you move through that.
Yes.
You go college.
I did college for like a semester. Yeah.
Okay. What was the major?
It was liberal arts. I was sitting. It felt like high school. another quarter high school.
Yeah, I'm like, why liberal arts? I mean, you just.
I was just not motivated through school, unfortunately.
So the first semester, you get out, you flunk out, or.
No, I didn't flunk. I didn't waste my money because it came out of pocket.
Yeah.
I passed with A's, like clean. If I was to go back, I'm good.
So
that's one thing that I did.
So where does MVP come into play? Where did you get that name from?
That came into play during that time, actually, like the end of high school. Yeah, somewhat my junior year. My boys, they was just like, yo, he danced, he rap, he played basketball. You the MVP this year, and it just stuck. Cause my name's Derek. So they used to call me D-Rock. But this is a million D-Rocks in the world.
Yeah.
But when they said MVP, that stuck.
So we kind of glazed over the fact that, because we understand where the talent came in with the dancing, because you slaughtered old boy the first day in high school.
Destroyed him.
When did the rapping and the vocals and the music come into play?
Crazy, because I didn't know I wanted to rap. Like, it's a funny story.
Go in.
All right, so when I was backstage, I'll never forget, it was a Black History program we had. My boy Pressure, he's also a rapper, and we was in high school, and while I'm about to go on stage to dance, we backstage, and I'm telling him to rap something for me, and it was just like creative, but I didn't really start rapping. Actually, I started rapping with this group. We was called JD Squared.
JD what?
JD Squared. It was Derek, Josh, and Josh. My boy Josh Greer thought of it. It was genius.
It sounds like Nerd 1, Nerd 2, or Nerd.
It was genius at the time. Like, so we started rapping then, and like, I want to say 2008, 2009, 9-ish. J. Luke, he was doing the beats. That's who also introduced me to making beats. He was working on FL Studio, and I'm at his crib. I'm like, yo, what's that? Like, he always on this. What is this? I thought it was like a video game or something. So I just start making the beats there. Then we just started rapping like out of nowhere. Writing raps, doing choreography, doing this, doing shows. So we started at a very young age. Actually, the day Michael Jackson died was the very first studio session I had. I found out Michael Jackson died the first time I was ever in a music recording studio.
Wow.
Yep.
You know what's so funny is as you were going through those memory recall and you were just going back, I could see, like, wow, you were going back to those times, and you brought me back with you. I can only imagine just hanging out with your boys, and then creating something.
Yeah, that's
but
all it was.
It kind of makes sense because you showed this talent artistically, and then been dancing and then going into music, and that kind of makes sense. So now you transition, you left college.
Yeah.
So no, because we kind of went back a little bit there, and you honed the musical thing. You're leaving college. What was your next move from there?
Just music. I said I'm gonna be doing this and this only. I didn't have any other plan. I didn't have any other no plan B. Of course, like I want to get into acting too, but it wasn't like let me be wishy-washy in this to be like, no. I was like, music is me. Music's my life.
Do you remember the first performance you did, public?
Music-wise?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, think about it. Because I'm curious to find out, was it a win?
It was junior year high school when I was performing with my boys when we formed the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the reception?
It wasn't junior year. It was more like freshman.
How was the
sophomore.
reception, though?
Oh, they loved us. They loved it. And one of my boys who I was in a group with, their parents were like managing us at the time, Maurice and Lanita Luke. So they really gave us that confidence, had us practicing.
Yeah, go get it.
We at his crib, getting on his mother nerves with all being loud and just acting like fools.
Yeah, no, I love the passion there.
Yeah.
So tell me about what's going on right now.
Right now, I'm in full artist production mode, producing beats for other artists, also working on short films. Like with my music, I don't want it to just be like your regular music video, 100 girls and bottles and all that bullshit. Like I want something that has substance. And I want you to watch a movie. I want you to feel like every time you see me, you're going to watch a new movie. It's not Instagram videos here. We could do that on Instagram.
You know, as you're telling your story, what is mom perspective of the lane you've taken in right now?
Oh man, at first it was rough. Like she didn't want me to do. Maybe she didn't understand. I'm not gonna say she didn't want me to do it, but she didn't understand my passion for it. I didn't really have passion for other things. Like I could always do other things, but I really had like
a drive for this thing.
Yeah, I would get in trouble. She'd steal my computer, and I'd sneak and steal it back, not even caring if I get in trouble, because that's how much I wanted to do it.
SQR podcast, that my straight jewel right there.
Yeah.
Nothing is stopping you.
Nothing.
As we get ready to wrap on this,
are we rapping already?
No,
we just started.
I know. That's what's so funny about talking to you, that we could just keep going. You know, yes. I am curious to find out. You got some new music coming up.
Yes.
You have some new production coming up.
Yes.
You're managing new artists.
Yes. Well, not managing, but producing for new
artists. The musical talent in terms of the production wise came in when you saw your boy playing around with this machine.
Yes.
And then you went and picked that up.
Yeah.
And of course.
And I wouldn't get off it. Like perfection.
You're getting ready to step into the future with your act, your productions, MPB. How can people tag into you? How can they support you? Where they can find you?
Okay, on Instagram, you can find me at MVP since 94. Twitter, you can find me at MVP since _94. YouTube, you can find me at MVP since 94.
Music that's out, where they can listen to some of that stuff.
It's all on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, everywhere. Google Play.
I ask
shout out to Apple Music too.
Yeah, for real. The premier question I ask all my guests is, I give you the magic wand. You can make 2 changes in the world. Or if you want to change your life, whatever you want to do, boom. The only disclaimer is none of the wishes can be for 2 more wishes.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, that's a little.
Your first wish, boom.
First wish, I would remove pride from everybody. Because I feel like that stops a lot of growth, even with myself. Second wish, I wish I could bulletproof all my niggas.
SQR podcast, Score Rosenberg, my boy MVP. Yo, closing out on another classic podcast. My dude, thank you so much for
taking
us on that walk. Showing the love to moms, the journey through school, the impact those teachers made.
Yes.
Miss what's her name again? The lady who was
Levwidge.
Miss Levwidge.
Yes.
Big up to her.
No games. I call her No Games.
And for being so driven at such a young age, my dude, the future is yours. My boy MVP, SQR podcast.
Shorty pregnant and she kept it. Yes, shorty pregnant and she kept it. Shorty pregnant and she kept it. Yeah. Look, I can't believe that things can happen like this. Remember shorty from the party you was happy to get. Run and tell all of your friends that you met a nice girl with a pretty smile body and you loving her hips. And you feel like she the one that you would never forget. When it hit 12, turn around and gave her a kiss. If having her was a sin and you would never repent. I hear that love is a job that you never could quit. so you get a little comfortable to bring her to your mother. You notice how they hair make them resemble each other. Then they laugh when you leave, when you go see your brother. Tell them, let me hold $1, nigga, give me a rubber. Cause I think I'm gon' get it, I've been having this feeling. I'm the doctor that gives her love and sexual healing. Man, don't get her pregnant. You see how my life is? Once you give them good D, man, you see how my wife is. Little ass apartment and I share a meal with 5 kids. Section 8 be coming only cause we from the projects. Child supporter come and take the money out of my checks. Don't do what I did because you smarter than that. But without a condom you feel like you harder than that. I know that unprotected sex could be much harder to crack. But listen, I see your vision, keep your head on straight. Oh man, it's already too late. Cause shorty pregnant and she kept it. Shorty pregnant and she kept it. Oh man, shorty pregnant and she kept it. Why, shorty pregnant and she kept it. Let me let y'all know what happened after. Look, that was 9 months later and I'm looking at my past. Got a newborn son, but I'm looking through the glass of my life. It was like she was perfect, I was hyped. I was nervous with a fine, like my father, he took flight. See the system set up so I could be behind bars. And when I try to work, I can't because of this charge. Now I got a hungry kid and I can't sleep till he not. Because the hungrier you get, the more you hugging the block. And she want a thug nigga, but your actions ain't hood enough. You split your last dollar seeing hoes that you couldn't touch. And even if you would've went to school to be a scholar like a plantation, they say that your masters ain't good enough. It was late and my cell phone rang. She was late, still trying to maintain a lot of shit on her brain through all the worry and pain. Stay sane, the baby only changed one thing. Shorty pregnant and she kept it. Shorty pregnant and she kept it. I don't know how and why, but shorty pregnant and she kept it. Shorty pregnant and she kept it. Yeah, and she kept it. It's your boy MVP, Jersey City, New Jersey. We out here.